My name is Michael McHenry. I'll be the hearing officer this afternoon. And when you are asked questions, I'd ask that you answer audibly yes or no. Don't just shake your head. And for the record, this is the variation request application 2024-32. The applicants would be Jason Timothy
Spagaro, sir.
And Marla Curran Spagaran, owners of record. They're seeking a variation within the R1 single-family residential district to allow a setback of 9 6/100 feet from the required 15 feet from the North Street lot line, and a setback of 17 65/100 feet from the required 20 feet from the west property line. And the property consists of 0.14 acres, is located on the southern corner of the intersection of North Avenue and Rose Avenue. Common street address 609 North Avenue, Crystal Lake, Township of Grafton. Tax or PIN is 1802-429-001. The current land use is single-family residential. And to the north, south, east, and west would all be single-family residential. The current zoning would be R1 single-family residential, District LN, and that same designation would apply to the adjacent zoning to the north, south, east, and west. 2030 plan calls for residential. The property has a 2-story frame residence, frame shed, asphalt driveway, and concrete sidewalks. No wetlands, no floodplains. And the applicant is seeking to apply for a building permit to attach an attached garage on the north end of the existing residence. Is that correct?
Correct.
Everyone who is going to be testifying, if you please stand and be sworn, that would be you two. Promise to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
You do, yes.
That's excellent. You guys are married, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so which one wishes to speak?
I will.
Okay, that's what, this whole thing is your idea, correct?
Kind of, yes.
She went to school for public speaking.
So what are you hoping to do, Marla?
We would like to build a single-story, one-car garage on the north side of the house, attached to the house. It would be about 22 feet. The exact dimensions are in the paperwork there. It is as long as the house. And originally, we were told that we had a 15-foot build line. So that was what gave us the 15-foot. It is far enough away from the well. We did our homework. However, the 15-foot build line, because of things that have changed over the years, that build line is now within the setback, which is why we are seeking the variance. We moved to Crystal Lake almost 3 years ago. We live right by West Beach, which we chose purposely because we love the beach, we love the lake. Our kids, some of them are old enough now to go there and go fishing or go swimming, kayak. We really like the location of our house. We like the community, but we don't have a garage.
Okay, so you're gonna put a car in the garage or a boat in the garage?
We don't own a boat. We don't have plans to own a boat, at least not a big boat, maybe like a little kayak or something. We'd like to get like a lawnmower. We are a corner lot. We do have a lot of property, but we would like to have the car in the garage so that we could come into the house from the garage. Hopefully less ice to fall on, things like that.
So will the garage be attached to the house?
Yes, sir.
And will be basically a parallel line to
The
line of
siding,
the house?
yes, the siding will be. The roof line will not because we have a 2-story house, and the garage would be 1 story. But yes, the siding would all be like flush.
Kim, is the house exactly parallel to the lot line, or it looks like it's sort of gets
It's a little
closer?
bit on an angle.
It's a little bit of an angle. And can you address her statement about the change in the lines?
Yeah, so there is a 15-foot setback from the subdivision plat on the north end of the property and a 20-foot setback on the west side there. So the existing residence itself already encroaches into the setback on the west side there. So putting any kind of addition on is going to require a variance. Even if they were to comply with the north side, they'd still need it on the west there. So the setbacks have changed drastically over the years in the ordinance, and so they used to allow the setbacks to be a little bit closer, and now the larger setbacks are required, so.
But the house, when originally constructed, was legal in regard to the setbacks?
It would have been at the time, yes.
Okay. And it's really the county ordinance that has changed that prevents this?
Correct.
Okay. Does the county have any concerns over their request?
No.
And have you talked to your neighbors about what you wish to do?
We have, yeah.
And what have they said?
Our neighbors directly next to us think that it's a great idea and are shocked that it hasn't had a garage all this time. Our entire backyard is septic, tank, and leach field, so we can't put a garage in the backyard. This is really our only option. Many neighbors, a lot of them walk their dogs just in the surrounding community or jog by, and have asked us about the sign and what we were planning to do, and we told them we wanted a garage, and they said they just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a condo building or a high-rise apartment going up.
What kind of traffic do you get on Rose Avenue?
A lot of turnoffs from North Avenue. Mostly people Rose Avenue ends up as a dead-end street, a block down. So if they're coming down Rose Avenue, it's because they live down Rose Avenue.
And Rose Avenue, as you mentioned, is a dead end and it only connects with North Avenue, correct?
Yes, down one block off of North Avenue. The next block is
They have a gravel road.
Charlotte. That's not Charlotte.
The gravel road you speak of.
Yes, that's not Charlotte. Casper. Casper Avenue does go across to the next streets that would end up going out to like Lakewood.
But even though you're a little closer to the lot line by Rose Avenue, you're not in any way impeding people's sight lines.
Oh, no.
Okay. And you mentioned the house is two-story, the garage would be one-story,
Yes.
so there really is no impediment to anybody driving up or down in terms of traffic.
Right. There is a stop sign on North and Rose at the corner, and the garage would be nowhere in the sight line of that stop sign.
And Kim, at this point, there is no building permit that's been applied for?
Not yet.
No, we were waiting
And
to
so
hear.
there are no violations of any kind?
Correct.
Do you know when the history of when the house might have been built?
I believe you mentioned in the 50s?
It was originally built in the 50s as a lake cottage. And just over the years, it's just transferred hands and has been improved upon since.
Do have some things that we need to cover.
Okay.
This is not exactly a test, and if you pay attention, we'll get through this fairly easily,
Sure.
because most of these are somewhat inexplicable. That's Kim's fault.
Did not write it.
Isn't it true, emphasis on true, that the particular surrounding shape or topographical condition of this specific property involved would result in a particular hardship upon you, the owner, as distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict letter of the regulations were carried out? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good answer. It's a hardship not having a garage, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And isn't it also true that the conditions upon which the application for a variation are based are unique to the property for which the variation is sought, and are not generally applicable to other property within the same zoning district? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your house was built back in the 50s, and it was built before the current setback rules were in place, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it also true that the purpose of the variation is not based exclusively upon a desire to increase the monetary gain from the property? Isn't that true?
Yes.
You need to have a place for storage of your vehicle and also lawn equipment, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it also true that the alleged difficulty or hardship is caused by the ordinance and has not been created by any person presently having an interest in the property? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You changed the rules after your house was constructed, correct?
Yes.
Is it also true that the granting of the variation will not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to the property or improvements in the neighborhood in which the property is located? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is it also true that the proposed variation will not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property or substantially increase the congestion in the public streets or increase the danger of fire or endanger the public safety or substantially diminish or impair property values within the adjacent neighborhood? Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
By doing this, you're going to be improving the value of the property and also the neighborhood, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And because of the limited traffic and the stop sign, you're not in any way impeding people's sight lines on the road, and you still have an adequate area that's open, so you're not impeding the light or air to adjacent property owners, correct?
Yes.
Correct, sir.
And is it also true that the granting of the variation requested will not confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied by this ordinance to other land or structure within the same zoning district? Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
If your neighbors had a similar situation and made a similar request, would you be in favor of their request being granted?
Yes.
Kim from staff's perspective, what do you wish to say?
Staff has no objections. When I was out on the site and took some photos here to show, there's quite a bit of area between the roadway itself and where the property line begins. So even though the addition would be 9 feet from the lot line, there's still quite a bit of area before the roadway. So I don't perceive any sightline issues or anything like that. So I have no objections.
This is kind of a unique neighborhood, correct?
It is.
It was kind of a lot of summer cottages built back in the day.
Correct.
I would also be in favor of this request, so I would approve it. That does not mean that you have guaranteed approval. This would go to the county board. Mine is simply a recommendation. The county board meeting would be,
You got it? July 17th?
you do not have to attend. More likely than not,
16th, sorry. 16th.
more likely than not, you'd be on what's called the consent agenda with other matters, which would be sort of voted on as a group. You certainly have the right to attend if you wish. You do not have the right to make any statements at that point. Because I have approved it, you simply need a majority of the county board members in attendance at that particular meeting. If I had disagreed with this, you would have needed 3/4, but you need a simple majority. So you appear to be in good shape. Congratulations.
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you.